Guru Maharaj, Guru Jai Jai. Swaminatha Sadguru Jai Jai. Guru Jai Jai. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Shivaya Namah Om. Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva. Arunachala Shiva, Aruna Shivom. Manas Bhajare Guru Charanam. Dustar Bhavasagar Taranam. Dustar Bhavasagar Taranam. One question is non-dualism and dualism. Advaita talks about non-dualism, and I understand and am willing to follow it. However, in the real world, I am always in the state of dualism, at least most of the time. What is the way to move towards a non-dualistic state? See, non-dualistic is not a state. Non-dualism or non-duality is the reality, my nature. It is not a state. You are always non-dual. The fact about you is always non-dual. The truth about you, an individual, is non-dual. You are non-dual Satchidananda Atma or Satchidananda Brahma. Not that when you are sitting in meditation, when you are free from transactions, you have withdrawn from transactions, and then in meditation I am non-dual. So non-dual state. There is no such thing. You are always non-dual. Whether you are in transaction or you are not in transaction. The presence and absence of transaction or presence and absence of experience of duality does not displace the reality of your being non-dual. So this is the vision of Vedanta, which generally takes time. People think that non-duality comes when duality goes away. It is not that. We are talking about that non-duality which is not in the absence of experience of duality, which is in spite of the experience of duality. If you are able to maintain the vision of non-duality even when the experience of duality, then only your understanding of non-duality is very firm. Otherwise, if you have to maintain all the time, oh, I have to withdraw from the duality, my non-duality will go away, then it is very weak understanding. One example is, matter is nothing but energy. All matter is nothing but manifestation of energy. One way of looking at it. So that understanding is not there only when matter is dissolved or only when I am seeing electricity, then only I can appreciate. Or when matter I am able to resolve into energy, then only I can appreciate energy. It is not so. Even when I am dealing with the matter, if somebody says, this is energy, I should not have conflict. No, I have to break it into atoms and subatomic particles, and then I have to split it. Then I split the subatomic particle, then energy comes. It is not so. Even when I am seeing the matter, my understanding that it is this energy, this is a manifestation of energy, that doesn't go away. So, my non-duality is, my understanding of non-duality is not displaced by this, the experience of duality. That is first thing. Now, the questioner has got some genuine what is called desire. I understand what he wants. Actually, what is happening is, our question is not that we are losing non-duality. Non-duality you cannot lose. Non-dual you are, whether you know it or not, whether you accept it or not. Some people say, no, I don't accept non-duality. Doesn't matter. Your acceptance or non-acceptance is not going to change the fact about your being non-dual Brahman. Whether you like it or not, whether you accept it or not, whether you remember or not, whether you know it or not, you are non-dual. Non-duality is a fact about yourself. But what happens? The question comes because my understanding of non-duality seems to be overpowered by the vyavahara in the dualistic world. Actually, that is the problem. It is not that you have to be in non-dual state. You are always in non-dual only. But the problem is that I am not able to maintain this vision that the entire duality is mithya, dvaitam mithya, advaitam satyam. That understanding is not remaining all the time. That is the issue. It is not that non-duality goes away. Non-duality doesn't go away, but my understanding of non-duality seems to be overpowered by the transactions in duality. So our focus or our approach should not be to go to non-dual state. Our approach is how to strengthen my understanding of non-duality. Who has asked this question? Is it clear? So it is not that we are going to non-dual state, we are always in non-dual state. You can say going to the abidance in the knowledge of non-dual state. How to remain in the knowledge of non-duality. That should be our that can be our question, or that can be our issue. The answer is that more and more you see, whenever you get the opportunity, you see that this, what is the truth of this clip? Clip is nothing but nama rupa. What is the truth? Truth, existence is the truth. Or we have got laya prakriya. This clip is nothing but the prithvi tattva. Prithvi is nothing but jalam. Jalam is nothing but agni. Agni is nothing but vayu. Vayu is nothing but akasha. Akasha is nothing but maya. Maya is nothing but adhishthanam Brahma. Maya is superimposed upon Brahman. Brahman alone is, which is non-dual. So whenever you get the opportunity, you can resolve any object. But for doing that, we need to have some vairagya for nama and rupa. Why we are not able to do this? Because happening in this dualistic world is so overwhelming. I have got some expectations, insistence that this should happen, it doesn't happen. Or something I don't like happens. And therefore what happens? Our mind gets caught up in raga and dvesha, insistence and resistance, reactions. And therefore the understanding which we have received during Vedanta Shravanam gets overpowered. Therefore, one requirement is we develop vairagyam for the nama rupatmakam jagat. When vairagyam is there, then only understanding of mithyatvam will remain. Otherwise, mithya, if somebody is shouting at you and somebody tells you that is a mithya, you will be further angry. If somebody is shouting at you and you are shouting back, that time somebody comes and tells you, oh, it is mithya, why are you shouting? But you are so much overpowered by the emotions of being shouted at. Therefore, that mithya, understanding that it is mithya, it doesn't seem relevant to you. Why? Because you are under the spell of dvesha, hatred. So, raga dvesha spell is so powerful that it does not allow the person to see the reality of this world, which is this ontological status is mithya. And therefore, our approach is how to abide in this understanding. So, you can have this, if you have understood very well, then you do more and more contemplation, nididhyasanam. Spend more and more time. Whenever you get opportunity, try to see the mithyatvam of any happening. Then it will be, slowly you will be able to abide more and more in the understanding of Atma being non-dual. You don't become non-dual, you remain in the understanding of non-duality. Alright, this chapter 3, section 3 discusses about Brahmaloka. You got the answer? Very good. Ah. Yes.
If dreams is a projection of our accumulated impressions in us, do some vasanas get exhausted in dreams?
Not exhausted, gets expressed. So, if you use this word exhausted in the sense of gets expressed, and in a what is called vicarious way, indirect way, it is fulfilled. In that sense, yes, exhausted. But it is not that once you fulfill the vasana in dream state, therefore vasana will go away. Not necessary. Sometimes it may continue also. If it is small vasana, I had a vasana of becoming a prime minister. So then in dream I become prime minister. And so perhaps that vasana may be exhausted. And they say that when you don't have big punyam, but you have vasana for some particular result, so with small punya you get experience in dream. I don't have punyam to become prime minister in the waking state, but I have got punyam for becoming prime minister in dream state, so it will be exhausted. So like some people cannot buy real car, they buy toy car, model car. So model car, model comes, that you can buy for 1500 rupees. So that's how it is there. All right. You mentioned Swapna is a state to appreciate Atma Jyoti, but mind is active in Swapna, then how to appreciate Atma Jyoti? Yes, this question was asked today also. Somebody morning asked, afternoon asked, and evening. So 3 times this question is there. Okay, correct. His answer is, okay, first question I will read again. You mentioned Swapna is a state to appreciate Atma Jyoti, but mind is active in Swapna, then how do we appreciate Atma Jyoti? 2 ways we appreciate. You have asked this question, yes. One is, which our commentators they write, that mind at that time, it has become the object itself. Mind has become the Vishaya, so is not available to illumine the object. That is one answer, is a technical answer. Manaha Vishayatvena avabhasate. Therefore, the avabhasakatvena is not available, means as a illuminator is not available. Therefore, only Chaitanya Jyoti is there. That is one answer. But this technical answer may not satisfy some of you. Another answer is that even this mind, even if you say mind is available, but that mind itself is illumined by the consciousness, because mind by itself is jada. Manaha is in Tattva Bodha we have studied. Mind means Antakaranam is born of Samashti Sattvic Amsha of Sukshma Mahabhutas. Therefore, mind itself cannot illumine. And therefore, finally it has to, even though mind you accept, really mind is not the Jyoti, but even if you accept, then mind also is illumined by consciousness only. So there only we have to go to consciousness. Huh? But there external lights are there, no? Indriya lights also there. The crowd is little more. There only one member is to be separated. Correct? Okay. In sleep, is the mind totally unavailable? If so, how does the waking mind remembers sleep experience? You mention any happiness is fractional manifest. Okay. So, this particular question is asked. What is the question? In sleep, is the mind totally unavailable? If so, then how does the waking mind remember sleep experience? Actually, waking mind doesn't remember. Technically, it is called this avidya vritti. In the Sushupti avastha, this avidya is there. And avidya is what? Avidya is having the resolved state of the mind. So, mind is resolved in avidya, and in avidya, samskaras are created. And there, when we wake up, then the mind is waking up from that avidya in which samskaras was created. And therefore, mind has got samskara. Generally, I have got one example for, I generally give this example. What is the example? You are making rotis. Okay? All of you know what is roti. So, roti you make. 1, 2, 3 rotis you make, and then you get the call that today that person is not going to come. So, you had just rolled and you had to roast it. Now, you are need not roast. So, what you do? You again make a lump of that roti. Now, in that lump, you add some salt. Can add or not? You can add salt. Now, from that lump, you again make roti. That roti will have salt or not? That's how. Our mind is like that roti. So, when we put it, when it goes to lump state, it is a karana, like karana sharira. So, in mind, when it is karana sharira, the karana avastha, that time samskara is put. So, when he wakes up, it has got samskara. Is it clear? That's how it is. Okay, roti example is I have to find some better example. I will find out some of, but this example is there in my mind. Okay. You mention any happiness is fractional manifestation of Swarupananda. But is that not always manifest? No. See, this manifestation of Swarupananda happens only when the mind is relatively free from agitation, demands. Mind has to be relatively calm to manifest Swarupananda. That is not all the time. Most of the time our mind is busy. But manifestation is not there. See, what happens? Existence is everywhere. All the time we can appreciate. Consciousness is not, we cannot appreciate in this. Consciousness is there but not manifest. Is it clear? That much is clear? So, one more step we have to go. For consciousness to manifest, it requires Sukshma Sharira. Is it clear? Now, in Sukshma Sharira also, further, it requires Shanta Sukshma Sharira. Further refinement, for Ananda to manifest. For existence to manifest, nothing is required. Any Nama Rupa is okay. For consciousness to manifest, some condition comes. What is the condition? Sukshma Sharira. For Ananda to manifest, further condition comes. And that is the Shanta Sukshma Sharira. Is it clear? So, it is only that manifestation requires particular condition. For me to be Ananda Swarupa, I don't require anything. For me to be Ananda Swarupa, no condition is required. I am always Ananda Swarupa. But me to manifest as Ananda, Upadhi is required. Particular Upadhi is required. All right.
Swamiji, on this subject, how does this Priya Moda Pramoda relate to Swarupa Ananda?
The Priya Moda Pramoda are the degree of manifestation. It depends. It is something like the water is more calm, less calm, further less calm. Depending upon that, the reflection will have clarity. So, depending upon the clarity of the mind or the calmness of the mind, the reflection will be different. Can you discuss about Pruva Pradoshta? You told prana in. Can you discuss about the prana pratishtha? You told prana is among all karanas, is the king among all karanas. How to relate with this knowledge? Whose question is this? Okay. Oh, this prana pratishtha in the temple? Ah, okay.
Temple, how do
Yeah,
you
yeah.
relate to that, like what you described today?
It is not it is not directly related. Prana pratishtha means placing, placement of the prana in the vigraha, in the idol. That is called prana pratishtha. Pratishtha means sthapanam, placing. The placement of prana, the energy prana, vital energy which is created by mantra and the ahuti. If you have seen the prana pratishtha, they are chanting mantras, and in the mantra will be chanted and the water will be kept, kalasha will be kept, and that will be tied to this vigraha. And this kalasha water is offered because they say water is the carrier of sound energy. So, by the chanting of the mantra, prana shakti is invoked, and that prana shakti is transferred to the vigraha, and that is how prana pratishtha happens. So, prana pratishtha means placing the life energy created by mantra. That is called prana pratishtha. And why it is called prana pratishtha, not mano pratishtha? Because among all the subtle factors, prana is considered to be most important, because prana means life, and life is very important, and therefore we say prana pratishtha. Otherwise we can say mano pratishtha, buddhi pratishtha, but prana pratishtha, because prana is representative, strong representative of sukshma sharira. That is why when somebody dies, we say uska pran chala gaya, his prana left. Even though sukshma sharira, entire sukshma sharira left, but we say what? Prana departed. Because prana is the important representative among all sukshma sharira. Now it is connected with the story that prana is the king. Therefore, when the main person goes, then that person alone is referred to. We don't say security guards went away. We said king went away. Along with the king, security guards also went. But what we refer is king has left. We don't say security guard has left, even though they also left. So similarly, prana being the main one, it is a prana is consecrated and prana departs. Huh? What is that? What is he saying? Advaita and Dvaita I have already explained. Tomorrow more Swamiji will explain. Huh? Yes. You can ask. At the end you can ask. After he finishes all questions, you can ask. Or personally you can ask. Huh? Okay. During meditation you say deep conscious breathing and see yourself as a breathing statue. Can you please share the significance of this? See, you might have heard this. I am using one word, that from within you visualize your body like a breathing statue. You may wonder why I am saying from within. Because what I mean is, you should remain in this body and visualize. I am not asking you to go out and visualize this body. Therefore I use the word from within you visualize the body. Otherwise people think that we have to go out and see that the body is sitting here. We don't want that. By chance you go out and don't come back. Or by chance you go to other person's body and that person has gone. So therefore Pujya Swamiji I have heard this from Pujya Swamiji. He said, from within you visualize this body like a breathing statue. Means what? You see this body very steady and it is breathing. So you are aware of the body and breathing both. That is the idea conveyed by They see yourself as a, yourself generally I don't use. See the body, everything. Generally I don't use the yourself. I don't remember I used the word. Did I use the word yourself? I don't think. See your body like a breathing statue. Yourself I don't use because I am going to say you be objective about the body. Alright. Is it clear? So seeing, idea conveyed is you make the body steady, so don't let it not move so much, and be present, be aware of the presence of the body, which is a live body. So be aware of this body which is alive. So you become what is called, when you become aware of this live body, you don't have any dullness. You are visualizing the body which is alive. So let what is called dullness is not there. There will liveliness is there. Alright. Second is deep conscious breathing. So you take deep breathing and let it be done consciously. That's what I mean by deep conscious breathing. It should be conscious breathing, let it be deep breathing. And deep breathing also do it mindfully. It going inside. Prana is going up to the navel and then it comes out. Just be with the process. To convey that idea, I use the word conscious breathing. And deep I say that so that you are becoming aware of the breathing. Because to be aware of breathing right away is difficult. Because our prana is very subtle. And if your mind is not fully concentrated, focused, coming to the prana is difficult. So deep breathing when you have, you are coming to the prana. So first you are to bring your awareness to prana, we are saying deep conscious breathing. And then once you become aware of breathing, then let it be normal, then you become aware of normal breathing. This is this order so that it will be helpful.
Changing the mantra, sir.
Ah.
One day Namah Shivaya,
Huh?
one day Vasudevaya.
Ah.
Same mantra will not have any influence or
Why I am doing this? Because mind has got habit of becoming mechanical. So some dullness comes. So sometimes that's why variety I bring. And you should not think I am Shaivites only. So I am because all the time Shiva, Shiva, Shiva only. So people think that we are Shaivites. We are not Shaivites really. We are this committed to Advaita. So we have Krishna's picture also there though. But people consider us Shaivites. So we don't argue with them. Okay, you consider Shaivites, so no problem. But we don't have such division in our mind. Okay. And I like this tune of Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Otherwise Om Namah Shivaya also is good enough. Generally I do Om Namah Shivaya only. But these guests have come, so some variety we should give, no? So, guest, that's why.
One question, sir. Like you do that. Can we chant one day Om Namah Shivaya, one day Om Namo Narayanaya
We can do
in
that.
our
yes.
practice? Because I find these two mantras are equally attractive to me. Rather, I am attracted to them that way.
So you have got, but other people may not be able to relate. We can do it. I have no problem. We'll do it some other day. I don't know whether we'll get opportunity for meditation
No,
now.
not like that. When I do at home, I am asking.
You can do it. Yes, sure. You can do either of the two or both. But it is better to do one. One will be better. So focusing will be more. But if two helps you to have more focus, you do it. Okay. What is aparoksha jnanam? May please educate explicitly. While the time of aparoksha, what is the level of mind? Whose question is this? Okay. Aparoksha jnanam means knowledge. Generally it is used in the context of Brahma jnanam. Knowledge of Brahman as I is called aparoksha jnana. So there are three words. One is called paroksha, other is called pratyaksha, and third is called aparoksha. So if I am seeing the smoke and I infer fire, so that fire is what? Paroksha, remote. This clip I am seeing, it is what? pratyaksha. Now I know myself to be the 10th man. You know 10th man story, you know. So when I know myself to be 10th man, then I am the 10th man. That knowledge will be called what? Aparoksha Jnana. Why? It is not about remote object, nor it is like the knowledge of this clip. I am not perceiving, no, I am not perceiving myself. So knowledge of myself is called Aparoksha Jnana. So when I understand myself to be Brahman, then that knowledge is called Aparoksha Jnana. In fact, it is Aparoksha and Apratyaksha both. But it is not remote. To highlight that aspect, it is called Aparoksha Jnana. So Aparoksha Jnanam of Brahma means knowing Brahman to be myself. I am Brahma. This knowledge is called Aparoksha Jnana. Acha, and what is, while the time of Aparoksha Jnanam, what is the level of mind? The mind, in the mind there is a vritti. I am Brahma, first vritti is there. And afterwards vritti is also is resolved. What remains is Brahman alone. And then afterwards that state also goes away. It is not a remain. But this vritti itself is resolved, and in my understanding only Aham Brahma, the Aham and Brahma not as two separate entity. I who am Brahman remains. Not even vritti. It is called Akhandakara vritti, then there is a laya, resolution of Akhandakara vritti. Then only understanding remains Aham Brahma. Ajnanam about myself being I am limited goes away. That is the level of the mind. What happens in the mind? The ignorance which was there in the mind about myself being limitless, that goes away. And the samskara of this understanding remains. And if required, for some, most of the people required, this knowledge is to be strengthened by contemplation. If somebody is very highly qualified, no such nididhyasanam required. But for most of the people required.
Before jnana means before the aparoksha jnana, when the ignorance is there, the Bhranti ajnanam. What is that is called what?
Bhranti.
Yeah, that is also. I mean, very you the same samskara before jnanam. You don't feel your Brahman. You feel it's a body. That is called what? That's called.
See, in fact, we have got technical word. I am this body, mind, sense complex, karta, bhokta is called viparyaya. Viparyaya means wrong conclusion. And even after knowing that I am not karta, I am not bhokta, I am Brahma, after knowing also, this samskara of that wrong understanding remains, which is called viparita bhavana. So viparita bhavana is what? The impressions of wrong conclusions. Wrong conclusion is called viparyaya. And the impression of wrong conclusion that I am karta, I am bhokta, that impressions, that is called viparita bhavana. And nididhyasanam is meant for neutralizing viparita bhavana. Is it clear? All right. This question is V. Subramaniam. Who is? Can you come and discuss with me? Because it's a very long question. You please come and discuss with me. I think all questions have been answered. All right, so our time also is
Swamiji,
completed.
may I ask one question?
Yeah.
Bhagavan says,
Oh, acha, yeah.
Ahamatma Gudakesha Sarvabhuta Sayastita Ishvara Sarvabhutanam Hridyesher Junathishtati Samam Sarveshu Bhuteshu Tishtantam Parameshwaram Kshetragyam Chapimam Vidhi Sarvakshetresu Bharata.
Bas enough.
Enough.
Tell me.
So these are in line with the Mahavakya Vichara.
Yes,
More or
we
less.
can say that's
Yeah.
Mahavakya, yes.
But at one place in chapter 15, Lord Krishna says, Mame Vangsho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. So can you please explain the context actually, whether he is trying to convey a different thing or same thing in some context?
So, I will give brief answer and you can come and talk to me in detail. I will give the brief answer. See, there amshaha iva amshaha. So jiva is amshaha iva amsha. It is not real amsha. But since jiva is the manifestation of Paramatma through upadhi, therefore it looks like amsha. Like light is manifesting through this particular reflecting medium, that it will look like amsha. Actually, the light which is reflected in the water and the light which is there in the sun, both are same. Both are light only. There is no amsha. But since the medium of manifestation is limited, therefore manifestation appears to be limited, and based on that it is called amsha.
So is he referring to reflected consciousness?
Reflected, yes. Yes. All right. All done? Anybody? Okay. All right, so we can have this Mangalam and then we conclude. Shankaraya 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 Mangalam. Shankari Manoharaya Shashvataya Mangalam. Sundaraya Mangalam Sanatanaya Mangalam. Chinmayaya Sanmayaya Tanmayaya Mangalam. Anantaya Mangalam Chirantanaya Mangalam. Nirantaraya Mangalam Purandaraya Mangalam. Achanchalaya Mangalam Achintanaya Mangalam. Jagatshivaya Mangalam Namah Shivaya Mangalam. Mangalam Mangalam Ananda Mangalam. Mangalam Mangalam Dayananda Mangalam. Mangalam Mangalam Dayananda Mangalam. Dayananda Mangalam. Om Swasti Prajabhyah Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishaha Go Brahmanebhyah Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshatu Parjanyaha Prithvi Sasya Shalini Desho Yam Kshobarahitaha Brahmana Santu Nirbhayaha Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityor Ma Amrutangamaya Om Purnamadah Purnasya Purnamadaya Vavashishyate Om